Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about camera gear. It's a pretty lazy Sunday here in the Netherlands for me. Just having a very relaxed day. So I wasn't really in the mood to create a very complicated explanation video. I just wanted to share with you a simple trick that I use when buying new gear. So the trick I'm about to show you is a little bit more of a mindset when trying to buy gear. I remember when I started looking into camera gear for the first time, I was very confused. You know, the prices range from super low relatively to really high. You know, it goes from like $400 or $500, something that seems reasonable you can save up for, all the way up to like $10,000, $15,000 for a single camera, which just seems an unimaginable amount of money. And this resulted for me in just a lot of confusion. It's just like, okay, what do I need? What is a good camera? You know, you're about to spend money. You don't want to buy something that isn't worth it. You know, you want to buy something that is a quality that you're looking for. So in this video, I just wanted to share with you the mindset that I have when buying gear nowadays. And it's actually quite a simple mindset, and that is just to look at your whole project, to look at it from a broader perspective. And I know that might sound obvious, like, yeah, sure, you know, you're not just going to look into a camera, you're also going to have to look into a nice lens, your lighting, your microphone. You need to look at the whole picture. And I know it sounds super obvious, but honestly, it's forgotten more often than not. And the reason for that, I think, is that a lot of people, including myself, watch a lot of content creators with a lot more experience that have been doing this stuff for years, use certain gear, and then we're like, okay, we need that gear too. And usually these content creators will tell us that buying an expensive camera isn't automatically going to make your videos or your photos better. It's also going to take practice with that piece of equipment, and it's also going to take a certain creativity and just experience as a photographer or a video or a filmmaker. And they're completely right. You know, you give a cheaper camera to a very professional photographer, he or she is going to probably make way better pictures than if you give a very expensive photo camera to someone that just doesn't know what they're doing and is only used to taking quick Snapchats of bullshit instead of just making actual pictures. If you look at big Hollywood productions and you look at the percentage of the budget that goes to the camera, that percentage is actually not that big. Hey guys, just quickly checking in. As I was editing this video, I kind of realized that I don't really give numbers, and I thought maybe you'd want numbers. For example, if you take Avengers Endgame, which is obviously one of the most expensive productions out there, but let's just assume that movie was shot on an Arri Alexa LF, which starts at $88,000, obviously with nothing on it. Let's just say if you fully rig it up, it's about $250,000. Let's just say they used 4 of those on the set. That would mean they'd spend $1 million on cameras, which sounds like a whole lot of money, but if you put it in perspective, that movie was made with $356 million in budget, which just means that if they spend $1 million on cameras, that would mean that they spent 0.28% of their total budget on cameras. So yeah. And I understand, you know, Hollywood productions have tons and tons of money and tons of people to pay for. And maybe if you're making a video or taking photos for someone, it's just going to be you or you and a buddy doing it. And you have a smaller team and a much smaller budget. So yeah, sure, only using 1% of your budget might not even buy you a camera at all. And I fully understand that, but what I'm trying to say is look at the broader perspective. That is the mindset that I personally use. Don't think only in camera, don't think only in lens, think of the bigger picture. What do I want to create? Do I want to create YouTube videos in like a studio-esque environment like this? Or do I want to go outside and maybe need a different microphone? Like for example, I'm using a USB microphone right now that is plugged into a laptop, and maybe that just isn't going to work for you because you're going to be out in the field all the time. You can't walk around with a laptop under your arm and using a USB microphone to record audio. You might need like a good boom mic. All I'm trying to say is that for starters, good equipment is going to make your life easier, but just buying a good camera or only buying an expensive light or only buying an expensive microphone isn't going to make the whole process easier. You know, you're going to be bottlenecked by everything else. You know, if you have a really good camera, but you have shitty lighting and a shitty microphone, then it's still going to be very difficult for you to create something that looks awesome. So it's much smarter and much better to just invest in a project and not just in one piece of equipment. So that was it for today's video, guys. I know it's a pretty short one. Like I said, it's a lazy Sunday here. I hope it wasn't too obvious. I hope you still learned something. And if not, I hope it was a nice reminder that you need to invest in a project and not just in a piece of equipment. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.